Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's recorded webinar on the Program Improvement Year 3 Evidence of Progress. This webinar is for those LEAs in Cohorts 1 through 7 of Program Improvement Year 3 Corrective Action. For the next few minutes, we will be discussing how your LEA can develop and submit your end-of-year evidence of progress to the California Department of Education. My name is Keith Coppage, and I am the administrator for the District Innovation and Improvement Office. I'd like to introduce my fellow panelists, Jacqueline Matronga, an educational programs consultant and the Program Improvement Year 1 and Year 3 coordinator for our office, and Chris Saban, the California Accountability Improvement System, or CASE, technical support panels. And now I will turn it over to Jacqueline.
Good morning. This is Jacqueline Matronga. I would like to review today's agenda. The first item on our agenda is a brief history of the corrective action taken by the State Board of Education. The next part of the agenda will be an explanation of the expectations of the end-of-year evidence of progress to be submitted on September 30th, 2014. Then my colleague Chris Saban will walk us through the process of submitting the PI Year 3 Evidence of Progress in the CASE system. Before we move to our first topic, I would like to encourage you to download the PowerPoint on the Resources tab within the PI Year 3 Evidence of Progress instrument in CASE so you can take notes. Next, let's talk about the brief history of the SBE corrective actions. The State Board of Education is interested in effective implementation and monitoring of LEA plans. California Ed Code Section 52055.57 states that a local education agency identified for corrective action under the Federal Elementary and Secondary Act of 2001 shall be subject to one or more specific sanctions as recommended by the State Superintendent of Public Instruction and approved by the State Board of Education. Since 2007, the State Board of Education has previously assigned a corrective action to over 400 LEAs in PI Year 3. In an effort to hold LEAs in corrective action accountable while minimizing reporting requirements, the State Board of Education has approved the submission of annual evidence of progress reports. The objective is to support LEAs in corrective action in effectively implementing and monitoring their revised LEA plans. This policy requires LEAs to identify their top priorities in the LEA plan and to submit local evidence of progress of implementation of these priorities. On slide 5, the one-page template posted in CASE is offered as a suggestion. However, LEAs may use their own format. To focus districts on their current priorities in the LEA plan, the Word document in CASE outlines 3 areas of focus. First area of focus is to summarize the LEA plan strategies and actions implemented during 2013-14, including a description of local evidence used to determine effective implementation. The second area of focus is to provide an analysis of the data, including a description of progress towards student achievement goals in the LEA plan based on your local assessment data. And finally, LEA should provide evidence of annual communication with their local governing board regarding the implementation of the LEA plan, strategies, and actions. and the progress towards student performance goals in the plan. Ideally, this documentation would include an agenda and minutes. However, some LEAs may not have the opportunity to present the findings to their local governing board before the September 30th deadline. Please be aware that we will accept an agenda for a future board meeting as documentation to meet the third requirement on your evidence of progress. Before we move on to the case demonstration, I would like to review the criteria for reviewing evidence of progress submission. When we review the evidence of progress submissions, we are not evaluating the quality of the responses. Instead, we are looking for trends in areas of focus. On the part of the State Board, the emphasis is to give school districts the flexibility to determine what their priorities are and the type of evidence they choose to show that progress is being made. As I mentioned before, after we analyze that information, we will submit a summary via an information memo to the State Board of Education in March 2015. And as always, if you have questions, please email me, Jacqueline Matranga, at jmatranga@cde.ca.gov. Chris will now walk us through the process of submitting the evidence of progress electronically in CASE. Please follow along with the steps illustrated in the document you received with the August 2014 letter. In that letter, we ask you, PI Year 3 LEAs in Cohort 1 through 7, to submit the end-of-year evidence of progress.
Hello, everyone. This is Chris. I will be demonstrating the downloading of the prompt and submission for the evidence of progress. Let's begin with downloading the prompt. Please log into CASE at www.cais.ca.gov. All right, so once you have logged in, ensure that the school year indicated in the top right corner is set to the 2014/15 school year. Click into the PI Year 3 Evidence of Progress Monitoring Instrument. From the Instrument Overview webpage, expand the view by clicking on the gray squared icon on the right side of your screen. The category Evidence of Progress will expand to reveal the item below. Click into the item End of Year Evidence of Progress to get into the Item Overview webpage. Click into the item End of Year Evidence of Progress to get to the Item Overview webpage. And once on this page, you will want to click on the Resources tab. Scroll down and click Download to download the prompt for the evidence of progress. A Word document will be downloaded to your computer. Respond in writing to the prompts that appear and save it as either a Word or PDF document. Now that I've showed you where you download the prompt for the evidence of progress, I will now show you where to submit it. In order to submit the evidence of progress, you will want to do it from the Associated Documents tab. Still on the Item Overview webpage, on the Associated Documents tab, you will see a Respond link next to the Evidence PI Year 3 End of Year Evidence of Progress. Click on the Respond link to add a new document. click on the Choose File button, or Browse, to select the file you saved when responding to the evidence of progress. Enter the title and description of the document. Scroll down and click Attach to submit the evidence of progress. After clicking Attach, you will be brought back to the Item Overview webpage, and you will see the document listed under Attached Documents. Repeat the process if you need to upload additional or supporting documents. Once you have confirmed your document is listed under Attached Documents, you have fulfilled your LEA's requirement to submit the evidence of progress. If you have any questions, remember you can contact me or Jacqueline Matranga. Now that I've showed you where to download the prompt for the evidence of progress and where you need to go to submit it, I will bring it back to Jacqueline for the rest of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. As a reminder, the due date for the evidence of progress for LEAs in cohorts 1 through 7 is September 30th, 2014, through CASE. You may submit it prior to this date. If you have additional questions, please contact me. My contact information is on the screen at jmatranga@cde.ca.gov. We are always here to assist. If you have technical questions that cannot be answered by your local administrator, please do not hesitate to contact us. In closing, I'd like to thank everybody for viewing this webinar, and again, you have my contact information for additional questions. We look forward to receiving your submissions by Wednesday, September 30th, 2014. Thank you.